All right, good afternoon. I'm here with Matheus Freire of Rana Express. And Matheus, thank you for being here. If you could start, tell us what you do and how long you've been doing it.
Sure, Christine. So we are a money transmission company based on Florida. Our main goal is to attend the Brazilian diaspora and the Latin America community that lives not only in Florida, but in the 6 states that we have the license to operate today. So our our biggest goal is really to provide a high-end quality service to this like massive community of immigrants that come from their homes to like have a better life in the United States, to provide to their children a better life in their home country, to have the possibility to grow. So Rana's main goal is really to help them in the cheapest and more secure high-end way that we can.
That's important that you actually have that, like the secure system to be able to provide to them a company they can trust. All right.
Yes.
So when you were growing up, was this what you thought you wanted to do?
No, not to be honest. I think that when I had the idea that inclusive one of my security questions in my bank accounts are, what you wanted to do when you grow up? And I put it there, a businessman. So it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because I always had the idea that I was going to become a businessman. I just didn't know exactly what was the field. And when I started getting older, it appeared that's going to be that.
That's it. All right. Beautiful. Now you might want to change your security question because this is being recorded. But that's awesome. So what would you say, who is your ideal client? I get you're servicing the Brazilian community, but who would you say is your ideal client?
Your question is regarding my persona, or your question is regarding like who would I like to be my client?
Who's the perfect client? Who would you like to be your client? Yes.
Yeah. So how can I say this better? So as my company, we are specialized in P2P transactions. I believe that a person that I would like in my aspect to be my client is around 35 to 45. He still has, he created a family here, but he still has all his peers in Brazil, for example, building apartments in Brazil. So he's in the middle of the community. He helps a lot of people here. He talks to a lot of people. He goes to the church. So I think that my ideal client is really an active person in the community, active person in the community, active person in the home country. That's my ideal client.
All right, beautiful. So since you've been in business, what's been the biggest learning that you've had as a business owner?
Biggest learning. Don't get too excited with news. Only get excited when you see it really running. That's my biggest learning, I believe. Because after you sign contracts, you still have a lot to do to make it happen.
Oh, so then what you're saying is like, just because you hear it's about to happen until you actually have the signed contract, that's when you actually can give yourself permission to be excited about it?
A little bit in the front of that. For example, we just closed a deal of an acquisition. Rana is going to be a public traded company right now. And I'm in this deal for like more than a year. And let's say that I already had the 100% certainty that this was going to happen, but it was only like, let's say the last mile when I saw Rana's name in NASDAQ website. So that was the final lap. Anyways, I was like, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I only had like 100% sure that was going to happen after I saw it there, you know? So it's like in business, we need I like to say that business, we need to bring a lot of stoicism to the table. So we need to always like be humble and like look at the front to like kill a lion by the day to make it happen as the way it should happen, and not like be comfortable until you can be really comfortable.
Ah, beautiful. So actually so much more advice there. Not only the like don't celebrate the win until it actually happened, but also like staying humble and take on your challenges every day. And I want to say congratulations on being a public traded company. How does somebody find you on NASDAQ? What are you publicly traded as?
Yeah. So sorry, you're asking about how do they find me, or
Yeah, because
how
if
you
you're
can
publicly
find me?
traded, how does somebody who wants to invest find you?
It's called FEXDU, FinTech
FE.
Ecosystem, FEXD,
All right.
FinTech Ecosystem Development.
Beautiful. Okay. And then let's see, what does the future look like for you? And what do you see as the main challenges moving forward?
Well, I like to split my future. I like that we have like a big goal for like 30 years, maybe. I'm very young, so I like to break this down. Let's talk about the near 5 to 10 years. I think that with this acquisition in my business life, the main goal is really to make the company become the biggest digital bank for immigrants in the United States. I believe that we launched with an MVP to really supply this necessity that they have. But with the coming of years, we have a lot of technology coming. We have a lot of unexpected companies coming. So I believe that following the process and going through with it, we are going to be able to really develop and create this whole financial structure to all the immigrants in the United States.
Beautiful. And now you're currently servicing Brazil. Are you looking in your growth, like when you're saying all immigrants, are you looking to expanding beyond Brazil immigrants?
Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure.
Oh, so that's the future. All right.
So we're expanding to Latin America already, Mexico, Latin America already, and Brazil. We start the MVP exactly like that. But with the growth of the business, we're going to focus on the African community, the Asian community, the Indian community. So we're gonna go there, but that's not the main focus right now.
And then as growing the businesses, as you expand and building out your teams and building out those structures, what challenges have you faced? And what would you say to someone thinking about going into business for themselves?
That I don't know if it's the best or the worst challenge is to find people that you can rely on, to build up the team that you can trust, and you don't need to micromanage, because at the time that you need to micromanage your team, you're not going to be able to grow as much as you can, you know? So it's really a necessity of finding the right person, training the person, she needs to, or he needs to really feel the necessity of growth, understand what's your goal, and everybody in the team needs to run in the same direction.
Beautiful. So you have a company vision that you share with everyone. The team is growing towards those goals. You share that with everyone on the team. That's one of the 7 keys to a winning team is everybody has a common goal. Beautiful. All right.
Exactly.
And then let's see. What have you learned about yourself during this journey?
I have learned that I really control everything that I want to make happen. I control principally my brain and my body. I think that a lot of people are used to putting the blame on others, putting the blame on external facts. But how you answer to the external world is the only thing that you have control of. And when I told you about stoicism, I think that stoicism helped me a lot to understand how to prepare myself and guide my journey on top of who I want to become and what do I want to be, you know? So I think that in the middle of all kinds of challenges and headaches and like bad moments, the only thing that I really could do always was control my position about that. Like how fast could I get back to track, how fast that I could grow, how fast that I could understand what's the right way to go, to follow the path.
That sounds like a really great mindset. That's like what we coach our clients to, is like taking accountability and owning their results. And if you can own it, you have some power over the results. And the only
It's
thing you
called
have
extreme
control is
ownership, right?
Yes, yes. And the only thing you can control is your reaction. Sometimes there's circumstances you can't control, but you can definitely control your reaction to those circumstances. Beautiful. Okay, last question.
Yeah, Joko Willing.
Are there any special offers that you'd like to share, or maybe something that you're doing that a potential client might want to know about?
Well, as I said, I think that today we are a P2P company, but the evolution of this comes to a B2B kind of company. So besides of offering the real-time payments globally to any kind of trading company and etc., we come to the market with a digital bank operation. So in the United States, it's not very common, but in Brazil it is. So all employees of the company, when the company opens the bank account, the employees open the bank account there at the same time to have all this financial life in one. I think that we are bringing this in a let's say, in a cool way, in a fintech way, and in a very comprehensible way. So besides of helping companies, you're going to help a lot of persons too. So my biggest offer is really to keep a look on what we're doing, see how we can help. I'm always available to help, and I think everybody's going to hear a lot from us next year. I think that's the biggest gain. I don't want to offer anything to sell. I just want to like show what's going to happen.
All right, beautiful. We got to stay tuned and see what you got on the horizon and the exciting things you're creating. And it sounds exciting, but what you're doing with the financial services, it is the wave of the future. Like everything is moving towards technology. So you're ahead of the game here, because the US is behind a couple of countries in that already. So.
Yeah. In Brazil, we're talking about like 250 million digital bank accounts. Brazil has 220 million people. United States has 350, I think, and they have less than 50 million, 100 million. You know? So it's a big evolution that it will be a pleasure to build it and to see it exactly in 5 years. What could I really do and what could I really not do, you know, and see if we were the really like X factor to make it happen.
Wow, it's pretty incredible. How big is your staff that you're doing all of, like, you've grown to this size already?
Now I have 30 employees in the United States and 25 in Brazil.
Wow, it's pretty amazing that you, yeah, I guess because it's digital. Have you systemized everything?
Yeah, so the thing is, so I didn't make an IPO in the normal way. I was acquired by a SPAC, that's a public traded company. And with them, they come with like let's say the cash injections and all the build-up teams. So I think that when they entered the operation, that's when we're gonna need to grow the team like drastically. So that's where it goes.
They saw a good thing. That's beautiful. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you, Matheus. Is there anything else you want to share with your audience, since you get to share this on your website and it'll be in our community? Anything else for future business owners you'd like to share?
Well, not really. I think I'm okay.
All right, beautiful. Then thank you for your time. Again, we were speaking with Matheus Freire of Rana Express.